What's going on, guys? Back out here at the house again today, and I've gotten a little bit done since the last video, but I have not had a ton of time. It's been a busy week, and really, I mean, I kind of tried to utilize the time the best I could, so I didn't really film hardly any of it. But I'm gonna try and catch you guys up here. We're working on trying to rewire my or Avery's, what's going to be her sewing room, so that when we get in the house, she can move all of her business stuff over and still, you know, not have to worry about not having her own space and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get upstairs and I will show you kind of where we're at and what the plan is. All right, guys, so we're upstairs, and it probably makes sense to start the update with this room. This is the same room that I did the short of me installing the sub panel. So we step in here, I can show you the progress we've made. Wow. All right, so obviously you guys see that we have light in here. That was kind of my first priority, just because it's ridiculous having to work in the dark, as you'll see here shortly. But I went ahead and installed that light right there. Took the one out that was there, ran new wire all the way over from the sub panel, tucked it up under there, and tied it into a junction box just so that I can add to that circuit, with the rest of the lighting circuit in the rest of the second floor. And the only other thing I did there was, instead of having the old light, which was a pull chain, the same style with a pull chain, I just dropped a wire down to a box that I put in and installed a switch, so just to make it easier. And yeah, so over here, that's kind of what we got going. I know I showed this to you before, but this is what we've got going on up here. Our wire supply and our sub panel, and this is what we're going to pull everything for the upstairs out of. So, and pretty much all I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull for the lighting circuit. I'm going to pull out of this junction box, go up into the attic right there, and or the upper part of the attic, I suppose. Go up right there, and then I'm going to feed the rest of the upstairs lighting circuit with that same circuit, and that's the only thing that's going to be on that circuit are the lights. So other than that, I'm going to go pretty much breaker by breaker and put my circuits together, and the rest of them are pretty well, it's going to be receptacle circuits, and then the 240 volt double pole is going to be for our air conditioning unit, which we're going to stub out probably right here, and then the air conditioning unit is going to be on the outside wall, just on the other side in the hallway. I'll take you around here and show you what the plan is. I'm still not 100% positive on it, but what I'm thinking is that, so there's the sub panel there, and I'm gonna stub it out at the wall right there, and then the mini split is gonna go up on the wall right here. And the purpose of putting it right there is just so that we can shoot it down this really long hallway, and at least the best way possible supply kind of even cooling to as many rooms as possible. So the traditional air conditioning unit that I installed is doing an okay job, but the thermostat's installed downstairs for that unit. So and you know, as everybody knows, hot air rises, and it gets a little bit more warm up here than it does than it stays cool downstairs. So I just want to add a little bit of additional cooling, and just to help even things out. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, but that'll be a future project. So for now, so we're gonna be working on this room right here, and let me get you turned around again, and I'll show you kind of where we're at. All right, so I've already started kind of cutting my pathways in the drywall, and so what we're doing, we're replacing that box with a new box, that box with a new box, and then I'm actually going to get rid of that one, scoot it over just so I can mount it to that stud. And that one we're going to be changing to a 2-gang. This one I've already changed to a 2-gang, and then ran the wire from the one over to the other. And then our supply is going to be coming up. I also installed a box up on the wall because Avery's desk is going to be, she's going to have kind of a workstation set up right here, And I wanted to make it to where if she wanted to hang some like work lights or something like that, that she would be able to do so. And then kind of future proofing, that also allows for, if this is ever used as a bedroom, that can be used to to hang a TV on the wall or whatever anybody wants to do. So, but that's what we're doing there. There is an outlet here, but because it was going to be so difficult pulling new wire through the walls, and I was going to have to cut so much out, and because obviously the door opens right there, so there's not really going to be any great use case for that outlet, we are going to just go ahead and remove that. I've already disconnected all the wires and everything, so we're gonna pull all of that out and cover it up. So, but where I'm at right now is I've got this wire pulled up into the attic, this wire pulled up into the attic, and then the next steps are going to be, I need to pull wire from this box up to that box, and then we're going to pull an additional wire from that box up into the attic. We're going to bring it over and tie it into a junction box that all three of these are going to tie into right there. And then our home run from that junction box is going to go directly over through the attic space and drop down into this attic space over to the junction box. So that's where we're at with that. And then additionally, if it would be nice if I could get this done today, but I'm not sure if I could run my wire for my lighting circuit over, and then we're just going to run our switch leg here and pull both of those over into that junction box, and then from there effectively jump from that box over to every other room in the upstairs. So yeah, should be fairly simple as far as that goes. The hardest part there is going to be installing our switch legs. So probably for each of those switch legs, we're still going to have to cut some drywall out and drop our wire down. So we'll see how that is, but obviously it's not going to be too bad for this room. Really the hardest part about all of this is going to be repairing the drywall. Don't know if you know this about me, but I, like probably most other people, hate doing drywall, but it's part of it, so I'll be all right, I guess. So yeah, I guess let's get started. Here we go. All right, so I stubbed that up through a hole that was in the top of the wall, and what I'm hoping is I'm gonna climb up into the attic, and I should be able to grab the top part of that wire and pull it up. And basically I'm just gonna pull it up just enough to come over here and reach this junction box, kind of lay it out, hopefully neatly up in the attic, and yeah, take that up there, pull those over there, and then I'm going to tie all those together into a junction box, and then take my home run over into the attic. So I can film a little bit of that up there, but visibility is going to be kind of limited, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, just for perspective here, so that wire there is the one that goes into the wall with the outlet that's up high, you know, has the double gang box down low, and then another one up on the wall that I was talking about for Avery's workstation. Pull that over here. I got everything pulled into a junction box. There's one outlet, and then we come across here down into the wall with another outlet, and then I just stubbed right above the sub panel that wire right there up into the ceiling. I'm going to pull that over here to our junction box, and then I'm going to tie all of those wires together. But just for perspective, yeah, it's a big old attic, but the entrance is actually way over there. I'll walk you guys through it here in a little bit, but yeah, I'm gonna pull our feeder cable or home run up, pull into this, and then land everything, and yeah, I'll get back with you guys here in a few minutes. Alrighty, so this is what we got. Just tied all those in together, and then I'm gonna close this up, kind of clean up our wires before we go down and then finish everything up downstairs. So yeah, we'll meet you guys down there. Yeah, I changed my mind. I'm gonna show you guys the attic. So this is where our junction is, where basically the edge of the room that we're working on right here, roughly. There's an old chimney that I had torn down when they redid the roof. I'll walk out this way. Oh, watch your step. Okay. And this is into the other section of the house. Gonna climb through that little hole there. Okay. Oh. Okay. There we go. And then this is the other part of the attic. Another chimney that I also had them tear down when they redid the roof, because both of those have been converted to ventless gas. So, and then the last little portion of the house is right there. So that right there is probably going to be the toughest part to rewire. But, and then our entrance to the attic space is right here. So we're gonna climb back down there and keep on trucking. All right, guys, so we didn't get quite as far as I would like to have, but that's how it goes, I guess. Yeah, I got kind of the one corner that I was talking about earlier with Avery's little workstation. I got that for the most part done, outside of obviously cleaning, priming, mudding, all that good stuff from there. But the electrical side of things with that is done. Actually, I'll flip you guys around and show you and kind of talk you through it. So. All right, so that's what we got done so far. Obviously at this point, I still gotta wipe the walls down, prime it, and then we're gonna mud it, sand it, prime it again, and paint. But that, as far as the electric goes, is done. So that's nice. And then coming over here, the only thing I got done here obviously was I got the new box mounted there at the bottom. And then I went ahead and pulled Ethernet over into from here over into the little attic space over on the other side of the hallway, right over there, just so that I can put a switch over there and you know, have Ethernet ran to at least a couple of the bedrooms up here. So, and then this one I actually didn't get to do anything on, but next time we're here, we are going to go ahead and finish this up, finish that up, and then probably from that point, we're gonna go ahead and work on the light switch, feeding the light, and then there's another light over in the closet here. It's just a little pull switch, old school light, but we're gonna get those wired up, and then yeah, we'll close everything up and work on mudding and painting. So thank you guys for hanging out, and I really appreciate it. It's I don't know, I'm really enjoying this video thing, so yeah, it's pretty nice. But yeah, if you guys like it, like, subscribe, hit the alert bell, all that good stuff, and follow along. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.